Hello everyone. I've had a request for a certain poem, so I'm about to claim that one. And this is, how to cope with bereavement, I suppose. I shall talk about it a little bit afterwards. It's timely, as coronavirus is claiming so many people with unfeeling hardness and taking them sometimes prematurely to the cold clay. So here it is. A Valediction Forbidding Mourning by Donne. As virtuous men pass mildly away, and whisper to their souls to go, whilst some of their friends do say, the breath goes now, and some say, no. So let us melt and make no noise, no tear floods, no sigh tempests move, 'twere profanation of our joys to tell the laity our love. Moving of the earth brings harms and fears. Men reckon what it did and meant, but trepidation of the spheres, though greater far, is innocent. Dull sublunary lovers, whose soul is sense, cannot admit absence, because it doth remove those things which elemented it. But we, by a love so much refined, that ourselves know not what it is, interassured of the mind, care less, eyes, lips, and hands to miss. Our two souls, therefore, which are one, though I must go, endure not yet a breach, but an expansion, like gold to airy thinness beat. If they be two, they are two so, as stiff twin compasses are two. Thy soul, the fixed foot, makes no show to move, but doth if the other do. And though it in the centre sit, yet when the other far doth roam, it leans and hearkens after it, and grows erect as that comes home. Such wilt thou to me, who must, like th' other foot, obliquely run. Thy firmness makes thy circle just, and makes me end where I begun. Donne was an early 17th century clergyman and member of Parliament, so presumably conducted many funerals. I'm not sure who it's addressed. I haven't read up on the background of this particular one. So a valediction is saying goodbye. Vale is farewell, and diction obviously is like speaking. The valedictorian in the United States is a very esteemed student. Doesn't he or she just say farewell to the class at some end of the year ceremony? Is that it? It's some sort of honour which I believe is conferred on those of outstanding achievement. Forbidding mourning, as in, I will not permit you to grieve. So this is the final farewell, as in someone is dying. It's not saying goodbye because someone's going on a journey. So virtuous men pass mildly away, all right? So these saintly types, they don't create a hullabaloo as they're dying and whisper to their souls to go, while some of their sad friends do say, the breath goes now, and some say no. So their friends might be upset, but these good men are not. So he's suggesting to melt and make no noise, to die without a great deal of fuss, not wanting there to be any kerfuffle around the person's expiry. So no tear floods, all right, you shan't weep, nor sigh tempests move. Well, sighing, a storm of sighing, a bit much to manage that. It profanes your joys, is what he's warning you, to tell the laity our love. The laity is anyone who's not clergy. Does he really mean just people who are not clergy? Or perhaps it bore a different signification in the early 17th century. Dull sublunary lovers love, as in those who under the moon, as in I think love in the erotic sense. But perhaps he means those who really just have carnal desire for each other, not a nobler, more soulful love. You could have the two together, or you could have just one of them, whose soul is sense, as in sense by which he means the tactile senses, like that. Cannot admit absence because it doth remove the things which elemented it, because if they can't actually touch each other, then their love is gone, because it's solely animalistic, in a sense. Their love is just physical. But we, by such a love so refined, or they're so highly sophisticated, that ourselves know what it is interassured of mind, because there's a meeting of the minds, and they know that even if one person is dead, this is not necessarily a corporeal love, it's an ethereal love, if you will. Careless, it's not careless, careless. We are less preoccupied, as in with eyes, lips, hands to miss. So it's not just about touching people, seeing each other, or indeed kissing each other. Two souls which therefore are one, because this is an image which appeals to me almost like two wax candles melting into each other to cleave indissolubly to each other by these bonds of the most profound affection, which our go must endure not yet. So they can't, so they can still last. It's not a breach, so it's not a break between them, it's an expansion, even though they're further away. All right, good way to put it. This would be a good one for some funerary oration. So remember this if you ever have to deliver an elegy. Like gold to airy thinness beat. Can you beat gold into air? I doubt it, but all right. That's what he's saying. If they be two, they are two so. As stiff compasses are two. So some couples never fully unite. Thy soul, the fixed foot, makes no show to move, but doth to the other do. Right. But anyway, he thinks they can still be united despite one of them shuffling off this mortal coil. And those in the centre sit, yet when the other doth roam far. So one's gone far away. It leans and hearkens after it, to hearken, to hear, and obey as well, and grows erect as that what comes home. Thou such wilt thou be to me, who must, like the other foot, obliquely run. So the feet have to go together. They can't go off in opposite directions, but somehow can run with one foot. Thy firmness makes a circle just, and makes me end where I begun. So he was all right with this person before, doesn't quite get back to that state. He still feels that there's some numinous bond that survives death, that he can unite with this other person beyond the grave. Is it for his spouse? I'm not sure. Even if he wasn't writing about his own wife, this poem might not be experiential. It might be simply musing on this particular topic of separation of two lovers by death. Anyway, so make sure you subscribe to my channel, British Poesy. Toodaloo.